Hello! Let me just make sure everything's working. Looks like it is. Good to have you here. If you're joining us ahead of this epic final. First leg between Thailand and Vietnam. Probably the best two teams in this tournament. Have been throughout, you'd have to say. Going to be interesting on the setup a little bit. I'm probably not sure how I'm going to do it. Probably going to split screen it. As you can see, we've slightly changed the setup here. I imagine that a lot of people will be watching the actual kind of game. So not sure how many people will get on, but it's not a problem either way. We'll, as we have done throughout this tournament, start the poll. Who wins the first leg? Will it be Vietnam, the home side? Will it be a draw? Or will it be Thailand? I mean, Thailand, perpetual winners of this tournament, aren't they? A very, very good side, certainly. But it will be interesting to see who comes out on top in this first leg. Nothing will be decided today, obviously, it being the first leg. But nonetheless, it is still important. Because you feel if Thailand can go back for the second leg, for the home match, with any kind of result really, then they will be in the money and they'll have a fairly good chance. As we do the national anthems, I'll run you through the lineups as we do the national anthems and butcher the pronunciation as much as I possibly can. Apologies in advance. For Vietnam, Van Lam in goal, no surprises there. Ho Tan Thai, mine. Trying to check what I've written. Is it Nok Hai? Bui Tien Lut Zung. Zung, is it? Van Hao at left back. So it looks like a back five system for Vietnam. Van Hao, Van Dung, and Huang Duc. And then Quang Hai, Tun Hai, and of course Tien Lin, who was crucial in Vietnam's ultimate win in the semi-finals to get through to the final, so apologies for absolutely hammering the shit out of those pronunciations. Thailand, on the other hand, slightly easier for me. Kampol, Supanan, Panzer, Kritsada, Sasalak, Tiraton in defensive midfield, it's looking like, but they'll probably use rotations. Poramet, Piradon, Sarach, Yuyen and Wiratep, and then Adisak up front, so quite interestingly, no Tirasil Danga starting this game. I wonder if the lineup and the setup and everything is for a slightly more counter-attacking Thailand than we've seen in other games. Get your thoughts, your comments, your votes in on the poll. As I've said already, not 100% sure. This could go one of two ways. We could either end up with loads of people watching along with this one, or not very many, but each and every one of you, we appreciate that you're here. I'm going to watch the game regardless, so I'm just going to be chatting through how it goes. Just enjoying this one for what it is. We've changed the setup slightly, so if you need a tactical masterclass from me at any point, don't worry, because we can get the whiteboard pens out. If I write 10 likes equals goal lights. Yes. Can you even see that? You can see that, small though the font may be. We have still got goal lights, less so, but they are still here. So if you do hit that like button, we get ever closer to, and I'll give you just a quick little sample of it. If it works. Is this the right thing? Should be. There we go. and we get the goal lights going. Every single time that there is a goal, you will see the goal lights in full force. But for now we put them away because we're not at 10 likes, but we are nearing kickoff. And it's good to have people here watching along. I will link, because I'm a nice guy and because you might have come to the wrong place, if you want to be here for DNQ, we're fully here for you. But I will link watch the game live, and I will link it there for you. And I will pin that comment. So if you do want to watch the game, stay with us if you can. But you can watch it there, unless you're from parts of Asia where this tournament's taking place and they don't allow you to watch it on YouTube. But you are joining us here on DNQ, which we love, and thank you. And we've got just one vote in the poll, and that vote is currently for Thailand. So get your votes in. Who do you think is going to win this one? Currently we're at 100%, 2 votes, 100% Thailand, an away win. And get your comments in who you think is going to be important for both sides in this one. And don't forget to hit that like button as well. But to be honest, I'm more interested in your predictions for this one. I'm more interested in what you think the overall result's going to be. Vietnam yet to concede a goal, but most people backing Thailand or a draw in this one. Do we think a score draw or a 0-0? I think Thailand would be okay with a score draw, something like a 1-1 or a 2-2, something to hang on to bring back to Thailand. I think if it was a 0-0, they wouldn't be that confident though, because then they would have Vietnam would have still not conceded, which is kind of insane. But a fair amount of that is down to their GK, you have to say, who has been incredible. So whilst people are voting in the poll, hello, Ahmed, good to have you here. You've been enjoying the international football that's gone on in January. We've got another tournament starting today, which we'll cover on DNQ as well, the Championship of African Nations, or the African Nations Championship, depending on how you want to say it. We're doing a preview for that later on. There's so much international football, and of course this is towards the end now of the AFF Championship. I've really enjoyed this AFF Championship, to be honest. I think it's been really good. I think from that first game, that upset, that Cambodia-Philippines upset, really has set the tone for this tournament, and it has been excellent. It really has. And I'm expecting this game to be maybe slightly less frantic than some other games. I think that the quality will come through and there's way more pressure on the line. But who's under more pressure? That's another key question. I think you could argue that potentially the side under more pressure here is Vietnam. They're at home. They'll need to not lose this game. And of course they are kind of expected to win. And we get underway, and the scoreboard should now be working. Yes, it is. We are underway in this one. Vietnam kicking left to right. It does look like it's that back five for them. I'll tell you who I'm looking out for in this game. That troublemaker, Van Hao. Really keen to see what he does in this game, if he keeps up some of his antics, and how Thailand want to deal with him. I wonder if there'll be any red cards. There's been a few red cards in this tournament. Ahmed comes in very happy last night. I've seen Iraq hosting, of course, the 25th Arabian Gulf Cup is what the tournament's called. And they did. They won 5-0. They've been playing really well, didn't they? They got that fantastic win over Saudi Arabia as well. All right, a weakened Saudi side, but still, it's a great result. Predicts 3-2 to Vietnam in this one. I love that prediction, predicting lots of goals in this one. I don't think that that would be an awful result for Thailand. I've got to say, if it was 3-2, because it is a double-legged final, I don't think that would be too bad a result. If you are joining us, don't forget to get your votes in on the poll. Lots of people back in a draw. I've never seen so many people back in a draw in this one. And get your predictions in, because you win nothing but pride, but if you get the prediction right, then you know you look really good. We've had a few people bang on. We've had a few people just missing out. And we always like to credit people who get the predictions bang on. I'm actually going to go for a 2-1. So I'm going similar vibes to Ahmed in the chat, because I do think that Vietnam will just edge it, but I do think Thailand will score. So I'm going to go with 2-1. But get your predictions in the comments. It's open to anyone, the comments. So come say hi as Vietnam give a free kick away to Thailand just inside their own half, won by Tiraton, who's been one of my favourite players this tournament actually. It's going to be tough to do a team of the tournament, I must say, but I think Tiraton will be in there for me, along with Van Lam as well between the sticks. Definitely the best. After the group stages, I wasn't sure he was the best keeper. In terms of, I thought a few of the GKs played alright, but the longer this tournament's gone on, they've just been fantastic, haven't they? Defensively and in goal as well. They're under a little bit of pressure here, but that is just cleared away. First 2.5 minutes gone in this game. No major action so far. Nothing crazy. But then again, what were we expecting? I think this tournament's kind of gone, I mean, it's gone, by the way, exactly as predicted on DNQ, dare I say. But I'm not going to credit ourselves too much because reasonably predictable final. I think if before the tournament, most people would have said probably Vietnam, probably Thailand. But it has gone exactly as we said. And don't forget that in the preview, I was debatably brave in this one. Ryan went for Vietnam. On paper, probably the stronger side. I put myself out there and I said I back Thailand to do it again. They just love this tournament so much. So I was backing Thailand. And now the vote is split completely down the middle, with most people backing the draw, forming a sort of phallic shape in terms of the two votes. So if you keep voting for draw, that will only improve the quality of the symbol that you're trying to draw with the poll. As Vietnam push forward. Oh, what a touch! Tuan Hai brings it down. First chance at goal. It wasn't going to do anything, but what a touch. I tell you what, there should be... Just want to catch up with the comments from my community. Vietnam, more attacking team, but Thailand very strong. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Thailand will probably play a little bit more on the counter, but they give the ball away there in their own third, and it is a throw-in to Vietnam in the attacking third. Oh, now a few more people. There's been some change in the votes. We're up to 11 votes in the poll now. Keep getting these votes in. I think we're at I think we got over 100 votes actually in the poll for the Vietnam-Malaysia game that we did a while back. It'd be good if we could get to that. I think Adisak has been chosen up front because Thailand are going to have less of the ball and play a little bit more counter-attacking. And then later on in the game they might switch system and bring on someone like Tirasil, but Vietnam come forward again. That time it's cut out. I must say they look up for it. They do look up for it, Vietnam. First 5 minutes. They've had most of the ball, as you'd probably expect, but they've also looked sharp on it, like they are prepared to take risks. There's the ball now with their right wing back. Push forward, that's good combination play. Poor tracking, you'd have to say. And that's allowed the cross to come into the box, and it's an early chance cleared away. Here's Tiraton. Thailand, they're struggling to get it out, and they fail to get it out again. That ball's played forward, headed away. Now what can Thailand do on the counter-attack? Get the ball up to Adisak, who's eased off of the ball. Referee deems that not to be a foul. I'd probably have to agree with that one. Still, most people backing Thailand or a draw, which for me is almost a Thailand win, really. I think if they can go back to the second leg with something to hold on to, they'll be in a good spot. It looks like they are going to play far more direct, conceding possession a lot. They've not quite got that counter to work so far. That's the only thing. If you are going to play counter-attack, you have to be really accurate with your passing. But they threw here. No, good challenge, and they've got a throw in the attacking position. I think Adisak, that pace that he offers, just slightly different from Tirasil. And I think if they really need to throw something at the game late on, if they're sort of 2-0 down or something, they might bring on Tirasil to get just off of Adisak, pick up second balls. But if they're going to play like this, play a bit more counter-attacking, then it does make sense. Can't disagree with the system. Yeah, I can't wait for AFC Asian Cup 2023. Be great to see some of the teams from Southeast Asia performing on that big stage. Vietnam, I think people will be wary of them. Already caused some upsets in AFC World Cup qualifiers. I think they're going to try and build on that. but they would really like silverware, I think. You kind of get that feeling, don't you, that despite all this excellent play and excellent stuff they did in World Cup qualifiers, it'd be really good for them to win this tournament. This is a fairly good chance for them. There's players for Thailand not available for this one, Chanatip and players like that, but still a strong Thailand squad, you have to say. But they've been a little bit, they've not been poor at the start, but they've just been a little bit sloppy on the ball. Sasalak there giving the ball away. And Vietnam with a throw. Very comfortable, each player, for both sides to a certain extent, but more so Vietnam in this game, very comfortable on the ball. I think that you see that in Southeast Asia more than a lot of regions. The football quality is actually very high. They're not as physically strong in terms of playing direct Route 1 football, like some of the Caribbean sides potentially. But they do play very, very good stuff. They get the ball down and pass it around. Be interesting to see, maybe not one of these sides because these sides are probably too strong, but someone like Malaysia versus a semi-decent, Vietnam pushing forward, cleared away. Someone like Indonesia or Malaysia versus a strong CONCACAF side would be really interesting to see. We've already seen it with Curacao, and of course Indonesia did get the better of them in that. But that did surprise me, I must say. As Vietnam are on the ball again. 8.5 minutes gone. Just not getting the sort of rub of the green at the minute with some of their challenges, Thailand, when they do try and win the ball. Ooh, a loose pass there, and Thailand regain possession. This is where they need to be key. They're breaking on the counter-attack now, but they need to hold on to the ball a little bit. They need to have a little bit of respite, a little bit of possession. Get your predictions in whilst it's still 0-0. What do you think this first leg score is going to be? Who do you think is going to win this game? Good play from Vietnam as they push forward. Really, if they beat Tiraton, you think that they've got a chance in every attack. They're on the ball here. They've got pretty lucky and they're in behind. And it's half a chance. And it's just pulled wide. That's a decent effort there. They got very lucky. That's what I was saying with the break of the ball. Just hasn't gone the way of Thailand in these first 10 minutes. And Vietnam almost getting the lucky break that they needed. It bounced off of Sarash Yuyen. And it went through, who was that it went through to? Tien Lin, was it? No, it wasn't. Just dragged wide. And another shot came in, didn't see that, the replay didn't move quick enough. Ahmed in the chat. Oh, look at that, look at the poll, 15 votes, it's split perfectly. So get your predictions in, you could be the difference maker with that one. Ahmed in the chat, AFC 2023 will be so hard to predict. Winner! Matt's channel, good to have you with us. I can tell that you are thinking about your prediction, your scoreline, what you're going to put in. Who are you backing in this one? First leg only, you don't have to be brave yet and go for both legs. I mean, do whatever you want really, but still. Don't forget to like this video if you're here. You might not get too many goals today, so your best chance potentially of seeing goal lights is by hitting that like button. And we will erupt into a fit of lights and rhythmic gymnastics and all sorts really. "11 minutes in, this one. Matt's channel's thinking of Vietnam win. He's backing the home side. I think based on these early 10 minutes, I have to agree with that. But then again, there's only one stat that matters, isn't there? As Vietnam play the ball long, but that is easily gathered by the Thai goalkeeper. Tiraton's going to be crucial here as he plays a forward pass. That one not quite right, and that will just go out for a Vietnam goal kick. But he is going to be crucial with those forward passes, the risk taker, but he can't afford to lose the ball, as he did a few times in the semi-finals. I must say, he can't afford to make any slip-ups, or even in the group games, even against Cambodia. Just a few. He's brave with the passing, but if he gets it wrong against a side like Vietnam, they will be caught out. He's applying some high pressure here, but whenever they've done high press, Thailand, they've been beaten to it, but they've won the ball back here. That's better. And they lose the ball again immediately after, as Vietnam go from right to left. Get the ball to Van Hao. And now back left to right. They've gone wing to wing. They finally now play the ball forward. They pick up the second pieces, and that's a decent pass through, but the keeper for Thailand is quick off of his line. It's all too easy for him. So, it's been a decent start to the game with, 12, almost 13 minutes in. Vietnam definitely had more of the ball. Thailand just haven't quite got that counter-attack working yet. As Vietnam push forward again, but that's going to be easy for Thailand to mop up. Vietnam, very good team back in 2019 AFC Group Stage. Iraq won 3-2. I was shocked by Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam are a good side. They're in a bit of a golden generation at the moment. Kind of burst onto the scene across the last few years. It's 2023 now, so not so much the last few years. A bit longer. Can't believe it's 2023. Good play from Thailand. They beat a little bit of high press. Yeah, can't wait for that Chan game. We'll be doing a preview on the channel just after this game's done. It won't be live, but we will be doing that. It's a great tournament. Can't wait for it. As Thailand are in here, they've broken the lines out of nowhere, and they've gone for goal, but Van Lam is there again, and he won't be beaten. That is a good forward pass from Thailand, and I think the chance fell to Adisak. It was a decent effort from Thailand. First chance for them. I also went 2-1 Vietnam match channel. So we're all backing. Everyone who's brave enough to put their predictions in the chat is backing a close game with a narrow Vietnam win. Ahmed's already chucked his prediction in for Algeria-Libya. He's going with a 4-2 win. I think that Algeria will win. I'm just not sure on the scoreline. Also not sure who's... Is it like a domestic team that Algeria are bringing? I have to check my notes on the tournament. I won't have the usual suspects, will they? That play like World Cup and AFCON. Because Algeria at full strength are a very, very good side. Lots of really passionate teams in this tournament though. And we will be doing a preview for that later on. As football in this tournament trickles to a conclusion, but a feisty conclusion, I'm sure, as Van Lam on the ball again bowls it out. And Vietnam look to push forward. I think both sides tactically will be okay with how it's gone so far. Vietnam will be aware of that counter-attack. Thailand won't be overly confident. Yeah, I've seen about Morocco's withdrawal. I think it's really difficult to comment on as someone who doesn't have any real understanding of the political scenario involved, to be honest. So I think it's really hard. I think it's a real shame to see sides withdraw from tournaments. But I think it's difficult to comment on the political aspect of it when I don't know all the details. But I think I can say it's a shame for the players that won't be able to play this tournament now. A little bit of possession for Thailand as Tiraton's dropped back into almost a third centre-back role, as you'd expect a defensive midfielder to do. And they just pass the ball from left to right. No real penetration from Thailand so far. But here's Tiraton. Is he going to look for one of his raking forward passes? Not got anything on at the moment. He's being sort of slowly closed down. Ooh! He's got to go all the way back to his keeper. There's no options for him there at all. play the ball forward. But Adisak is a little bit too handsy there on Hoang Duc. And it is a free kick to Vietnam just inside the Thailand half. No, I know, yeah, because they weren't allowed to fly in directly, weren't they? Like, there is more of a reason why they couldn't fly directly in, rather than just... Chad out of under-17s AFCON for age cheating. I didn't know that, actually. I'm going to have to look that up later. Was it bad? You get it sometimes, don't you? Some of the teams, and it's quite clear that people aren't under 17. But that's a real shame. Supernan whipping a ball in there for Thailand. They've grown into this game a little bit, Thailand. Ridden out the early storm, as it were. And now they're getting on the ball a little bit more. Wouldn't say they've yet caused Vietnam too many problems, but the momentum's just slightly shifted. It's less just all-out counter now from Thailand as they spray that ball forward. Again, looking for Supanan. I always think it's, with regard stuff in the chat, I always think it's unfortunate when teams withdraw. It is unfortunate. Probably might do UEFA Nations League. The teams are a little bit sort of higher ranked than we normally comment on, so might do. Probably won't do much else on Nations League. Oh, I thought that was going to be a free kick there to Vietnam. I think they've got unlucky there. Turn high it was. With a lovely turn. I thought he'd done enough to win a free kick there. Still loads of international football though coming up this year. That is very DNQ territory. So there'll be loads from us this year. We've got our first interview coming up. We're recording next week for that. So later next week. Hello Ryan, good to have you with us. Hope you are doing well. We're 0-0 so far in this one, 20 minutes on the clock. The Mitsubishi Electric Cup. How are we? We're doing alright. Hope you're doing alright. Hope you're doing well. It's a Mexican wave going around the Vietnam ground, which says a little bit about the tempo of the game, you'd have to say. A little bit, just a little bit about the tempo of the game. As Tiraton sprays that ball forward, and again, quite easily cut out. And Vietnam now on the ball, looking to push forward. It's, to be honest, it's a decent game so far. It's kind of exactly as I thought it would be. A little bit cagier than some of the games we've seen. Neither side wanting to make a mistake on the ball. But Vietnam, this is good play from them. So they push the ball out to the right back area. Sounds like the computer is blowing off some steam. That's good play from Vietnam as they push forward and a shot deflected, and it's back to the left back. Plays that ball in. That's going to be comfy for the keeper, and it is. What stuck out to me was the fact that a lot of the time two teams in less than the Gold Cup play every 2 games. International home match. Yeah, see, that's mad. Not hosting any international matches since 1984, which is why I think it's so great that Iraq are hosting this this tournament here. Well, not this tournament that we're watching, but the Arab Cup, which we've been commenting on as well. Been enjoying the the quality, really, of the Iraq side. They've played very well so far. I did predict them to win it. Was that some of my bias? Maybe. As Vietnam push forward again, but again, no real clear-cut chances yet. Probably that chance for Adisak, one of the clearest. The ball swept in. No absolute sitters so far. I think one of the only shots on target was that one from Adisak. Play every 2 days. Yes, yeah, it's certainly in the group stages. We've got a few videos coming up on the channel. Got the African Nations Championship preview coming later today. Then we've got the second leg of this one, Monday the 16th. Also we're recording an interview with the technical director of the Marshall Islands Football Association next week as they try and become a new footballing nation. So really looking forward to that one. As Vietnam play the ball back into their own half. Yeah, our team in 2022, maybe. We'll see. So much international football coming up at the moment. Oh, chance goal! Very, very nice goal for the home side. It's Vietnam that strike first. They do get the goal. And it's that man again. Ten Lin gets his 6th goal of the tournament. Phenomenal delivery. I think it was Ho Tan Tai that whipped it in. And it just goes over Kritsada's head as the ball comes in. And the diving header. You can never criticise a diving header. Well, there wasn't too much of a build-up. I was being asked too many questions in the chat. It sort of comes from nowhere, really. The ball's just with the right wing back and he plays a Beckham-esque ball in. It's a diving header. And the ball sprayed forward and it's literally 2 passes. Touch, deliver, cross, goal. Phenomenal. Who was it who delivered it in? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Quang Hai, I think, that whipped it in, but it was Ten Lin with a diving header. Really beautiful. They just spread the ball forward and it just quick and easy delivery. Goes over Kritsada's head and it's in the back post. Headed back across goal and Ten Lin gets his 6th goal of the tournament. Yeah, it's a great time for the first goal. You're absolutely right. Level with Tirasil. How old is this guy? How old is Ten Lin? Born 1997, so he's 25. So still got a lot of time, Ten Lin. And he's a bloody good player. He is a good player. And the hosts, they take the lead. Still yet to concede, Vietnam. How long can they keep this going? They are 1-0 up. They're probably... do they deserve it? Probably, based on balance of play and possession and stuff like that. To be honest, it's pretty good in the stands right now. You've got phones being held up with the lights on. They're having a whale of a time. They were doing their Mexican wave earlier. Looks like a packed out crowd and a decent following from Thailand as well for this one. Yeah, it looks like a pretty packed out stadium. Not sure what the capacity is, maybe someone can let me know. But it certainly looks near full as Vietnam push forward again. Play that back into the centre half. See, it says possession's 50-50. I'm not entirely sure because Vietnam pushing forward again. And again, they're going to go for another cross into the box. That's not a bad ball in, but it's good keeping. Comes out, commands his area there. The Thailand goalkeeper, Kampol. Shall I join the fans. Vietnamese fans celebrating in the stands as they get the goal. Thailand with the interception, but I tell you what, Vietnam do look up for it. They're looking to try and kill this game off by the looks of things, and they've won the ball high up the pitch in the Thai half. No clear chance as yet, but what can they do in this scenario? They play it back into their own half. Safety in numbers as they switch the ball again from left to right. Having a lot of joy down this right hand side, it has to be said. Tan Thai, Huang Duc having quite a good time down there. But the Vietnam coach is out of his technical area. He's looking at something. He's looking to change something up. Looking to work on a system or two. He's a good manager. Oh, good play from Vietnam. They push forward again. That's a searching ball towards the back post. Cut out. Thailand look to clear. They're unsuccessful in that. It's a shot at goal, but that's going to be super comfortable for Kampol in goal. The Thailand goalkeeper. Easy for him. Neither side would be unhappy at the moment. I mean, Thailand might be concerned because sort of one or certainly 2 goals away from potentially this final being over, as we see some kind of miracle. Thailand caused one problem with one searching pass that found its way through to Adisak, who had a decent shot on target. Ahmed is telling us exactly how it's going to play out, and I like that. Vietnam will score 2, but then Thai will score. Just trying to work out if that would make it 4-2. Oh no, they'll score 2, so they'll score 1 more, then Thailand, then Vietnam, then Thailand. I like it. Match Channel's chucking out his 2026 World Cup predictions. He's chucked Venezuela in there, and I love that. Burkina Faso, yeah. Oman and Syria. Okay. It's far more of a Middle East representation at the next World Cup. Do you think Qatar will make it to the next World Cup? They, of course, hosted in 2022. But will they make it to the next one? I think Oman's a good shout, though. I think the Middle East is I don't think it was ever that bad, but I do think it is improving football in the Middle East. I think a lot of those sides now are they're tough to beat now. Vietnam, they've pushed forward. They've got half another chance here. It's a decent turn, but that's well cut out. Oh, be careful. Oh, that's well cleared. Who's this on the ball though? Is that Sasalak? Oh, he's lost the ball in his own third. He's having a tough time so far, Sasalak. And now Vietnam with another chance to deliver. There's got to be a foul on the keeper, right? Yeah. It's a really good play from Tien Lin. Pushes in. The delivery's into the box. He challenges the keeper. Looks like the keeper had 2 hands on it though. And Kampon, when the contact comes in, I think it's fair enough. Match Channel thinks Qatar going to get it. I'm just going to watch this again. Keeper's got 2 hands on it, the challenge comes in, it's unfair. Tien Lin then does kick it at the back of the net, but correctly given as a free kick to Thailand, and then they push out. But again, the high press comes from Vietnam. They look quite comfy, Vietnam, at the moment. They look like they're going to sort of make this 2 at some point, and then it's going to be a difficult second half. We're up to 4 likes, we're almost half the way to goal lights. So don't forget to like this video if you are watching along. Thailand there, they play the ball long again, but that's gone all the way through to Van Lam. Again, super comfy for Vietnam at the moment. So we've got split decision. Match Channels thinks yes, Qatar will get there. Ryan says doesn't think he will. So far my predictions AFC selections are all from Western Asia except Japan, South Korea and Australia. I think, yeah, Japan. Oh, here's half a chance. Oh, here is half a chance. Thailand, they play the ball across. Oh, that's a great saving challenge. Again, that's come out of nowhere really. I'm getting too distracted by you lot in the chat. Adisak did well. I tell you what, Adisak, he's been a good choice to pick up front because he's broken the lines a few times. He gets in there, cuts it back to Piradon, I think it was, who had his attempt blocked by a brilliant slide and challenge. Could that turn the tide? Tiraton plays it back. But they've lost the ball here, Thailand. And now Vietnam, they look to push forward. And this is one hell of a fast counter-attack. Just been slightly slowed down. And Thailand win the ball back again. Clip the ball forward. They've got it out on the right-hand side here, Thailand. I tell you what, this has been a frantic last couple of moments. Zio Returns Gaming, hello. I know you follow us on Twitter. Not sure you've caught us on a watch-along yet, so good to have you here. You might have, but not for this tournament, I don't think. But good to have you here. Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, I think Japan, South Korea, Australia, yeah, that's they're kind of a given, aren't they, to qualify. But it'd be interesting to see if any other sort of East Asian sides, not necessarily just Southeast Asia, but East Asian or even Central, qualify. Because I do think that, as a whole, the West of Asia, it's close to be fair, but I do just think they're slightly stronger, excluding the top sides of Japan, South Korea, Australia. Iraq must win 2027 AFC or make World Cup 2026. Be interesting to see what Iraq do in World Cup qualifiers. I think they've got a pretty decent chance of winning this Arabian Gulf Cup that's going on. Vietnam have the best chance. I think so. I think you'd have to say so. I do agree with that. Zero Returns Gaming. I've been watching the OFC Under-17s. Yeah, I've caught some of that. Not all of it, just mainly because of the time difference. New Caledonia lost 3-2 to New Zealand. It's better than their first team did in the World Cup qualifiers. What about, so are you Aussie based, Zero Returns Gaming, or have I made that up? I wonder if did North Korea compete at all? They obviously made it to the World Cup in 2010, which I think goes under the radar. We did a video on that. Did they take part in World Cup qualifiers at all this time around? Can't remember the last time they played. Just kind of pull out of everything, which is a shame. There's a joke in there. Zero Returns Gaming is indeed an Aussie. I think it's a good thing that Australia aren't part of the OFC. I think it would sort of make things a little bit more boring for them. At least there's an element of jeopardy at the moment with some of the stronger sides in Asia. But you've got to still support the OFC sides. Have you got, apart from Australia, have you got a sort of second favourite, a team that you look out for in OFC? Probably not New Zealand, right? But then again, it could be. Vietnam push forward here, that's good play. Have to go back into their own half. Again, they're getting so much joy down this right-hand side, and that ball's played out again. Cut back. Oh, good touch. They've got half a chance here, turn and shot. Is it going to break? Fortunately for them. Solomon Islands, great shout. Great decision. Great decision. What a side. Loved them since I was a kid. Probably not North Korea. Probably won't make it. Again, I think that's probably not your best or bravest, should I say, bravest shout ever, Matt's channel, that North Korea won't make it to the 2026 World Cup. But then again, we could look back on this and we could be completely wrong, and they could win the 2026 World Cup. Given FIFA's history, there's a fair chance they'll host one in the future. Here's half a chance. Thailand moving forward. Are they going to get a shot at goal here? They need to hit the targets. Pull the cross! Oh, it's a good save by Van Lam. Good save by Van Lam. First real solid effort there from Thailand that's caused kind of real problems. You could see Van Lam scrambling across his goal there, but it's a good save. Adisak again does well. And it's Piradon who gets a strike at goal. It's going bottom right. Keeper's right. Bottom left. And it's a good save. But here's a chance from the set piece for Thailand. Can they get that goal? Can they break Vietnam's current record of not conceding? Corners headed away. Can they recycle the ball, get it back in? They look to do so. Got to deliver now, surely. And they do, and that's straight to Van Lam. When was the last time that North Korea actually played? Does anyone know? Yeah, Rafa Leao, yeah, great player. I had the opportunity to go to Qatar to watch the OFC World Cup qualifiers in March, and Rafa Leao really kind of set the world alight. Insane goal scorer. Be interesting to see what happens with his career and where he can go. Solomon Lions played great football as well, didn't they? Really good football. Thailand pushing forward here again. Not bad play from them. They've had phases in this game, Thailand, where they've looked alright, but just generally, overall, not been as strong as Vietnam, I'd say. They can't take too many risks in this game, though, because they can't concede a second. You know, they lose this game 2-0, 3-0, even 3-1. They'd be in a tough spot. I think that would be maybe too big a margin to come back from. Like playing in the Turkish league, from what Henderson Eels have said. That would be really cool. Thailand on the ball. Still on the ball, but yet to really find that key pass, break lines, move the ball out to the right hand side. Bit of miscommunication, but they get away with it. Here's Piradon. Oh, that's good play. They've got half a chance. Oh, is it going to drop to Sasalak? And it did, but he completely miskicked it. It's a goal kick. His slightly troubling evening of football continuing. Decent bit of play though. The ball, that's an initial shot deflected. Ooh. That looked like a penalty to me. The initial shot looked like it was blocked with the arm of the Vietnamese defender. I'm not sure what's been given here, but it's kicking off. Tiraton. Oh, it's getting spicy. Tiraton's just been strangled and hit in the face, so I wonder if there's going to be any cards given for that one. This is getting interesting now. Vietnam, they can't make a rod for their own back. I think, it's definitely a foul because the initial shot came in before it was blocked and went. It's a yellow card. We'll get confirmation of who that's for. Oh, it's really kicking off now. It looks like it's a free kick just outside the box. The initial shot came in, it was blocked with an arm. Definite correct decision. Looks like the lino saw it. I think that could be a red card. I think generally stuff like VAR and stuff like that, there's probably some more cards in there than has actually been given. Looks like it's kicking off a bit. Biggest derby in Southeast Asia. Tough call. That is a tough call. So it's Nok Hai that picked up the yellow, and it's a free kick's been given just outside the box. I would like to see that again to see if that was a free kick or if actually it was inside the box. It's literally just on the line. What's happening here? It's been a long delay. I imagine there'll be a delay for the start to the second half. I quite like the Causeway derby. It's probably not the biggest derby, but the Singapore-Malaysia derby is a good one. I'm not sure what's been given here, to be honest, because this free kick's been given far further out on the sort of wing than the foul actually took place. It was quite central that the arm came up. I thought it was a pen. I thought it was just inside the box. Not entirely sure what's been given. All I know, there's been one yellow card and it's been given as a free kick instead of a penalty, and it looks like Tiraton's about to take it. This way for New Caledonia is really good. He's on trial with a League One club in France. I've seen Nantes, to be specific. That is good. I love the club sides in New Caledonia and things like that play in the Coupe de France. And so have these, or Réunion or places like that, have these enormous round trips. This will be interesting to see because Tiraton's a good player and it's just outside the box. Too close, you'd say, for an up and down over the wall. But I'm at the ready. What can Tiraton do? Is it going to be Tiraton or Piradon? It's going to be Tiraton! Oh! That is like a John Arnorisa free kick and it's crashed off of the crossbar. That is so close to a worldy goal. He's hammered it, keeper's side, like a John Arnorisa strike. That is so close to top bins and it's just crashed off the bar. Oh, that is so close. What an effort from Tiraton. I honestly thought the goal lights were coming on then for half a second. What an effort. What an effort. Vietnam goal kick though. Sorry, it was a free kick for an offside that came just following that incident. They sweep the ball forward. But has that whole incident just slightly unsettled the hosts? Because Thailand are on the ball here again. They keep the ball well, move it out to the right hand side. Both sides finding a bit more attacking joy down their respective right hand sides. Tiraton plays that forward. Poor pass though, you'd have to say. Now there's pressure on the centre back and Tiraton gets the ball back again. Sarash Yuyen plays that forward. Here's half a chance again for Thailand. Good feet. Ooh! Play that to the left hand side. Here's Sasalak. Tiraton sweeps it forward. Poor. You've got to say that's poor. Easy for Van Lam on that occasion. It's been a good first half. We did need the goal and it's picked up since then. I think maybe over 5 minutes of added time is what I'm hearing. It's what I'm hearing. Don't forget to get your votes in. Who you think is going to win this game? And like the video as well if you can. But I appreciate everyone being here to watch along with us. Tiraton fouled just inside his own half, keeping the ball well. Just brought down on that occasion. Ten Lin still causing problems, being a bit overly physical, and there will be 5 minutes of added time. So we will play until the 50-minute mark here in the first half. That long delay following the penalty / free kick incident, and saw the yellow card and a bit of a rumble as well. Here's Vietnam, they push forward. Poor touch, Ten Lin. Should have done a bit better then. I think this game's got the capacity to kick off a touch. Vietnam awarded a free kick just inside their own half. Those 2-1 or 3-2 even predictions, I don't think they're looking too bad. The question is, will Vietnam concede? They haven't done yet. Oof, good play from the Thailand goalkeeper, really taking a risk or two there. Sasalak's just been fouled off the ball, so free kick again in their own half. Tantai that time. Paul King looking a little bit frustrated on the sideline. I don't think it should be too disappointed with this side in this first half. They've not been bad, they've grown into it, they've kept themselves in the game as well. Thailand on the ball. That's a good pass through. Flag's just gone up though against Adisak, but that was the right run from him. Breaking lines. He's not had a bad half, Adisak. No goals to shout about, comfortably offside. The back five did well. Yeah, AS Magenta are a top side, aren't they? They do quite passionately and quite well in the OFC Champions League as well. I think they've played some sides like Al Sadd and things like that in the past in the Club World Cup sort of qualifiers before it gets to the final stages. As Thailand sweep the ball forward, going quite direct. It's headed back by the defender, and Van Lam on the ball again. Just a couple of minutes left in this first half. I don't think we'll see anything crazy as Van Lam takes his time on the ball. Thank you to everyone who's watched along so far in this first half. Ball swept forward by Van Lam, but it was quite poor ball actually. And that goes straight back to Thailand. Here's Sasalak. Keeps the ball. I don't think he's had an overly great half, but I don't want to pick on him too much. He's not been bad. Just a few times he's been exploited defensively. Looks like he's pushed quite high up, quite far forward. Here he is. That's not a bad ball from Sasalak, but Adisak miscontrols. And now here's half a chance. It's well defended, and it's back with the Thailand goalkeeper. Vietnam almost finding themselves with half a chance on the counter. And I suppose Vietnam can play a little bit more counter-attacking. They've got the pace and the quality to do so. I don't think they should change their tactics too much though, because when they were controlling the ball they did look really strong. Just 90 seconds or so left in this first half. It's currently Vietnam 1, Thailand 0 in the AFF Championship final first leg. But here's Thailand with half a chance. They go through, well defended. And here come Vietnam on the counter-attack. Tien Lin. They keep the ball. I think that's probably the right decision as Tiraton was closing in on him. Some good play, and they try and play that ball through though. They then just rush it a little bit when they didn't need to. And now Thailand can come away. Is there half a chance left for them in this first half? Probably not. Auckland City is probably the best OFC team. Is that who... well, they do deliver internationally, that's cool. Is that who Brian Kaltak plays for? Does he play for Auckland? Oh no, he plays for Central Coast Mariners, I think, actually. I think there's quite a few players from in and around OFC countries that play for Auckland, though, isn't there? I might be wrong. You'd expect the best OFC club side to be from Auckland, well, from New Zealand, though, wouldn't you? I suppose Wellington are just too good to play in that league. It's going to be one last chance, one last free kick. It's quite far out, to be honest. For Thailand, it will obviously be Tiraton to take. What can he do? Quite a short run up. He feathers that ball forward into the Vietnam box. And that is half time in this one. Where's my mouse? There it is. So half time in this one, and it is 1-0 to Vietnam. We're going to take a short break, step away, and then we will be back for the second half. So go and stick the kettle on, go and take a break. And I will be back in the second half. We'll see you in a few minutes. So we are looking ahead to this second half, a big second half in this tournament. I'm not sure I'd like the cap this way round actually for this. A big second half coming up in this one. We've got Vietnam versus Thailand. Just a few moments to go, probably a few minutes. I am going to duck away again and stick the kettle on for the second half. I have it in my DNQ mug, not currently available. But before I do, there is a very, very important question that you can see behind me. If you've spotted it, you've got good vision. We've got the poll currently going. Who do you think is going to win, Vietnam, draw or Thailand? Currently that's swinging back in the favour of Vietnam. But the important question for you viewers, it's one I've been thinking about all day. Saw a video of the Manchester City players discussing this. Would you rather fight a hippopotamus or a crocodile? That's the question that we're asking ahead of the second half. We could be asking what you think the full-time score is going to be, who you think is going to win this tie, who you think is going to win the final. But instead we're asking, would you rather fight a hippopotamus or a crocodile? Now, don't rush your answers. Zero returns gaming. Croc, as an Aussie, I can beat them easy. Is his early shout, which I like a lot. But the second half is just a few minutes away, so take your time. You don't need to rush this. We need you to answer this key question. Would you rather fight a hippo or a crocodile? And I need reasoning, and the reasoning needs to be slightly better than I'm Australian, therefore Croc's easy. And Hui Kim finally sees some menacing actions from Tiraton. What's been saying Van Haal's following his path. Ryan's back in the croc. Okay, we've had some people saying they'd rather fight a crocodile. Now there's gonna be sort of two versions of this question as well. But first I'm gonna duck away, get myself a coffee, and come back and we can really deep dive into this one. I'm actually just gonna leave it on this screen. So if anyone pops in the chat or anything, and if anyone pops in the chat, you've got to let them know what we're doing. We're trying to decide if you'd rather fight a hippopotamus or a crocodile. And we'll get to the facts and figures and statistics later on, but I'm going to go make myself a coffee. And I'm going to leave it on this screen. We're not going to do the half-time screen. Don't forget to like the video and all that stuff. Answer the question. And think of other good questions for future watch-alongs. Dry games and stuff, you've got to keep the chat going, you know. Would you rather eat someone's foot or hand? It's a good question as well. We've had 2 votes so far for people would rather fight a crocodile than a hippopotamus. Ryan has correctly pointed out that, of course, crocodiles underwater, unless they can open their mouth, bite you and then drag you underwater and do their death roll, they are relatively useless. You can stop a crocodile from opening its mouth with just a rubber band. If you are successful in that, you effectively incapacitate the crocodile. Their muscles are designed for closing their jaws rather than opening. Hippopotamus, on the other hand, very physical. They can reach fast running speeds. They kill a lot of humans every year. And I suppose the question is, if you had to fight one, which one do you think you could beat more easily? Don't forget though that crocodiles have been around really for millions of years. So they have got that longevity edge. We got two. Would you rather eat someone's foot or hand? I think it depends on the person. But I've got to say hand. You'd rather eat someone's hand than their foot. Surely. You wouldn't eat someone's foot, would you? I'd rather someone ate my foot than my hand, I think. But I wouldn't choose to eat someone else's foot. Would you rather fight 100 ant-sized lions or one lion-sized ant? God, that's a good question as well. Players coming out for the second half as we ponder life's most important questions. I mean, you could just tread on ant, but 100's quite a lot. 100 is quite a lot. I assume I'm weaponless in this scenario. I mean, one lion-sized ant. First game of the Club World Cup, Auckland versus Al Ahly. Oh, that'd be good. When does the Club World Cup start for sides like Auckland? That'd be good to watch. I would have to say I'd rather fight 100 ant-sized lions. My bare hands, but I assume I can use my feet, provided someone's not eating them. 1st of Feb. Okay, great. I'll add that to the calendar. We probably won't do too much on the Club World Cup. Far more of an international channel, DNQ, but we'll be keeping tabs on it. If we were to kind of grow and expand as a channel, we might do stuff around club footy in, smaller international countries. You go for the lion-sized ant. Do you have any idea how fast ants are? Proportionally. Now this is a good question. How fast are ants proportionally? How fast would a human-sized ant be able to run? How do you spell proportionally? Proportionally. Okay, great. Proportionally, how fast can ants run? The world's fastest ant can run at almost a metre per second, covering more than 100 times its own body length. That is, a desert ant can run a metre a second at its current size. So if you applied that to a lion-sized ant, it would be able to run 100 times its own body length in a second. So based on that pure scale, as Thailand kick off the second half, I would say that a lion-sized ant would be just far too menacing. It would be able to run basically 200 metres a second. I mean, that would be entertaining to see. Horrific to see, wouldn't it? But entertaining nonetheless. If you're joining us for the second half, don't forget to ponder the all-important question. Hippo or croc? Winner of that game plays Seattle in the second round. How many rounds do you have to play in the Club World Cup before you get to the kind of finals? Because the winner of the Champions League just goes straight to the final, right? Great research. Around an ant's speed. You've got to say though, I think that there's this weird thing that if you tread on an ant, it gets quicker. I just think that that's science. I don't know why, I can't explain it. But I'm pretty sure they get quicker. I mean, the second half's just started. I think the second half will be quite lively. We'll pause the crocodile versus ant chat. Elias, good to have you here. We're pondering the important question: would you rather fight a hippopotamus or a crocodile. Supanan gets the ball forward, looking for Adisak. Holds it up, does well, gives it back to Supanan. They've looked better down the right-hand side, Thailand, than when they've got it down the left, but I think Vietnam know that, and they've forced Thailand to switch it. They're back into their own half. Champions League winner gets the semi-final along with South American champion. But how many rounds come before the semi-final? So how many rounds would Auckland have to play to get to the semis? Oh, so here you go, sorry, thank you. Asian and North American gets the second round, and first round's OFC versus CAF. So who are Auckland playing, do you say? Alala. That ball swept forward by Thailand. It looks like they're onside here, Thailand. Cut back! Goal! At the start of this second half. And it's the away side that get a goal. And it's Tiraton that plays that ball forward. And when the timing's like that of the run, it's excellent. It's another goal that's really come from just a good ball forward. The cut back, and Vietnam conceded their first goal of this tournament. Right at the start of the second half, we're in for a lively one, I think. That's a massive, massive goal for the context of this. It's a lovely goal. Ball comes to Tiraton, plays it over the top. They're in behind, they beat the line. And who was that got the goal? It was Poramet who got the goal. Ball's in behind. He has the composure though. The composure. Tiraton sweeps it forward from inside his own half. They just beat the line. And then he cuts back inside the defender and then slams it near post. It's beautiful, but that assist from Tiraton is exceptional. What a cutback and what a finish there near post. And Vietnam conceded their first goal of this tournament. Definitely onside as well. Correct decision. The away goal. They've got it. Not sure the keeper can do anything here. Cut back. Beats him near post, yeah. It's just a good goal. Poramet gets the goal. Club World Cups in Morocco. Last time it was held there, Auckland came third. I mean, never say never. Away goals do count, I think. Pretty sure. The away goals rule has been applied to the knockout stage since the 2010 edition of the AFF Championship. So yeah, so that's an important goal. Adisak goes down under challenge. And Thailand are going to have another free kick. Yeah, nothing major in that. Oh no, it was Poramet that was fouled. And goes down, just caught in the face. Nothing too drastic, I wouldn't say. San Lorenzo an extra time, nice. I wonder if Auckland can do that again. So it's the man who got the assist, Tiraton, who stood over the ball here, trying to whip this into the box. And he does, poor-ish delivery, cut out quite early on, and Vietnam on the ball, pushing forward. That's a decent ball as well. Thailand will need to win that. Ooh, the two players battled hard for that. Both managed to be brave enough to get back up. Now that 2-1 or even 3-2 prediction looking far more likely now that Thailand have got that goal. They've got their way back into the game. Vietnam coming forward now. They're still on the ball despite Thailand's attempted clearance. Ooh, Thailand have done well. They've nicked it there. Adisak lets that ball roll across, and that's probably got to be a yellow card, hasn't it? Yes, it is. Probably the correct decision. A professional tackle from Hoang Duc brings down Adisak, who I must say has played very well at the start of this second half. Vietnam are improving for sure. Definite foul. Adisak does well there. Don't forget to like this video, vote in the poll as well, and subscribe to DNQ if you don't already, as Thailand push forward, looking for what would be a huge goal if they could take a 2-1 lead. They can't overexpose themselves and allow Vietnam to hit them on the counter-attack. But really, since the opening 10 minutes, where they didn't have any of the ball, they've looked pretty alright in possession. They come forward again. Tiraton can always play those balls over the top, and that's going to be a threat really for any side. If they get that pass right, you just can't stop something like that. It's a good challenge again. Start of the second half, Thailand looked really up for it. It's clearly a good half-time team talk from Polking. Ooh. It's a good, honest, fair, challenging game, this one. Yes, away goals do apply, based on what I've been reading. Thailand goalkeeper sweeps the ball forward. Offside flag up against Adisak, and Vietnam will have a free kick, which they've taken quickly. Oh, they play it in! It's going to be an own goal! Oh, what a save! Wow, Van Hal went to play a cross, and the keeper had already started to come for the cross, and it took a wicked deflection off of, was it Panzer it flicked off of? And it was trickling into the bottom corner. Oh, great save. Absolutely phenomenal save at the near post. That was close, you're absolutely right. Can't wait for the end of season. Phoenix Auckland derby, best team in New Zealand versus New Zealand A-League team. Well, that'd be a great game. Vietnam have a corner now. They whip it in. Oh, that was a decent delivery. But the keeper does catch. If there was any contact on that before it got to the keeper, that would have been a goal for sure. It was close. Good keeping there. Good agility to stop that. Here's Tiraton, the run from the striker, hilariously miles offside. Sufanan on the ball. Sets it back. Doing alright here, Thailand. Start the second half. That's some good play. Play that forward. It's well defended there. Managed to get his arms out of the way. I'm not surprised. Wellington Phoenix versus Auckland. Understandably a big game. I wonder how the fans of Wellington Phoenix feel about playing in the A-League rather than being a kind of an OFC side. Here come Vietnam again. Ball squirmed out to the right back position. It's going to be a throw into them. Right down in the corner. And Ten Lin causing problems as he has done all tournament. Searching for that golden boot, of course, but it's one man who can come on off the bench and make it his again. Tirasil. That ball's in. It was an attempted bicycle kick by Ten Lin. Ooh, good play. Vietnam, they're looking for a goal now. They're hunting. They're hungry. Here's Huang Duc. They're pushing forward now. The system's changed again. Got plenty of space out on the right hand side. They're going to try and cross it again. And they've come back inside. It's played forward. That's a wasted chance. They're better when they get the ball down and play Vietnam. They try and go more direct. They're not as successful in that, and they lose the ball once more. Thailand goalkeeper on it. Been holding on to it for a long time. Goes long. Flicked on. Thailand pick up the second bits. I think the striker would have been offside, but that pass was intercepted anyway, and now here come Vietnam. Looks like Vietnam are going to make some substitutions as Thailand apply some pressure. Ball back with the Vietnamese defence. Yeah, I mean, we have a similar scenario here in England. I think still game of the tournament is such a tough one to call. But maybe the Cambodia-Philippines game still. I really liked watching Cambodia throughout the whole tournament. I thought Cambodia-Philippines was what this tournament's all about, really. But yeah, we have a similar situation in England with sides like Cardiff and Swansea, which are Welsh cities, playing in the English Football League pyramid, and then you've got Welsh football clubs as well that play in the Welsh League. So similar, but the New Zealand league will be of higher quality, I imagine, than the Welsh club league. And Tuan Hai's coming off for Van Dijk. And the other change that's being made, Doi Man coming off. Vietnam coming on. Vietnam on the ball, back in their own half. Thailand just sitting, waiting, thinking about pouncing on the counter. Oh, quick feet and good play. Oh, and they're passed out. Yeah, we've got Welsh teams kind of all throughout the football pyramid now, haven't we? Wrexham, you imagine, will be in League 2 next season. You do get it. Thailand pushing forward. Good pace. Oh, dinked into the box, half a chance, ball squirming, breaking away. Looks like Vietnam are going to clear it. Yes, they do. They've got to try and get the ball out, though. Tirason was pushing forward, harassing the defence there. Oh, good. Merthyr in the English football pyramid, are they? I did not know that. Adisak on the ball. I think he's played really well as the centre forward for Thailand. I think he's led that line well. He's up against the back five on his own at times. His hold-up play has been really good so far. What league are Merthyr in? We also have an Isle of Wight, which is like this big, just off the coast of England. They don't have their own league either. But then again, they're not an independent nation. You have to get like a hovercraft there. Southern Pro. I mean, who is the best Welsh team, isn't it? Sort of, oh, it's that team that wins like 50 games in a row, isn't it? What are they called? Called the Cake Tin. That's absolutely phenomenal. Is that must be a nickname. That can't be the official name. University, yeah, fair enough. What is that team in Wales that just win every single league game? It's like new something. Good play from Vietnam, good challenge comes in from the Thai defender, and they look to start something on the counter attack. Oh, and it's that Adisak again winning a free kick. Looks like it. It's done very well. TNS, what are they called? What are they called though? What's TNS stand for? I can't remember, but they've won like loads of games in a row. I've watched barely any league football. The New Saints. I knew it was new something. Because they did like an unbeaten league, didn't they? A couple of years ago, probably. I don't know, I retained all this information and had almost zero use for it. So there's half hour to go in this one. currently, Thailand will fancy their chances of getting to the final. Oh, I like that. Wellington reserve team playing in the New Zealand League. Kind of being a bit of a feeder thing. That makes sense. Must be tough for the Aussie League because, like, geographically, that is quite far to go. Thailand spray the ball forward. Oh, it's a pretty decent area actually, but Sasalak just on his heels a little bit, not quite getting to that one. We've had 31 votes and it's a split decision at the minute. At one point we had most people back in the draw, which is the current scoreline. A lot of people back in the away win and a lot of people back in the hosts. Thailand, they're in again here. It's 2-1 Thailand! What has happened? Again, that's come out of absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's a misplaced pass. And I think Tiraton's got another assist. You can tell by my reaction how out of nowhere that is. It's 2-1. It's 2-1 to Thailand. Incredible. Is that Piradon? It was a great finish. But where's that come from? Where has that come from? It's just one ball forward. I've got to see that again. I've got to see that again. The ball's just squirming around pretty much the centre of the park, just inside the Vietnam half. And Tiraton, he just plays it straight through. Splits the lines. Is he onside is my only question. It's irrelevant because there's no VAR. And Piradon takes a touch and slams it in. Tiraton again, second assist. He is onside. He is onside. It's a great decision. And Piradon, who's onside, slams it past Vietnam. They've not just conceded one now, they've conceded two. And it's 2-1 to Thailand. Wow! Now I said that Thailand would win the tournament. I've got to be that guy. I predicted it. I said Thailand would win. And they're currently winning, and that man Tiraton, who I've been banging on about all tournament, and I said before this game, he's my player of the tournament so far. And he's got 2 assists today, and he has played exceptionally well. How many assists has he got in this tournament? It must be 4 or 5 now. He's got 2 in this game. And as that ball is played through by Tiraton, Piradon is onside. It's brilliant. So we're having a sort of pause in play at the moment, not sure what that's for. I don't think they've got VAR. The Thai players are taking their time though. Not a lot going on at the minute. Bit of a break in play. What a game this has turned into, what a start to the second half. This is going to be huge now. The last 25 minutes of this game are going to be huge. And thank you for joining us on DNQ. You've got to say, Polking, he's a good gaffer. He knows how to win this tournament. I've said it before. He knows how to win this tournament. And despite how good a side is, we've just kicked off again. It is, in fact, 2-1 to the away side. You've got to credit a team's ability to win this tournament. And they've won it so many times, Thailand. What is poor defending. And when you've got a back 5, you can't play off side traps because there's always going to be one. There's always going to be one that's not quite in the right spot. And I'm not sure who it was on that time. Might have been mine. But it's a really good finish. I don't think the keeper could have done anything about any goals really in this game. I don't think the keepers could have done anything more. And Mano Polking's halftime team talk, as Ryan says in the chat, currently looking good. You know what I absolutely love is people coming in and voting Thailand now that Thailand have scored a second. Keep the votes coming in, keep the likes coming in, keep the chat coming in. Say hi if you're watching along. We're into wow, the atmosphere has just picked up a tone. I'm not sure I will be watching the opening of Chan. But I will be watching as much Chan as I can. We will be doing a preview of Chan later, so that'll be on the channel before the Algeria game. But I will be watching plenty of the games, but probably not the opener, to be honest. Got other stuff on, unfortunately. But again, I'm just loving the amount of international football. Oh, Thailand have nicked the ball high up the pitch again. Oh, it's never a foul. It's never a foul to Vietnam there. Never a foul. But it's been given. Every A-League jersey, that is commitment. Except the New Zealand Knights. There must be one out there. There must be something out there. The Vietnam fans are stunned at this, but to be fair to them, they've raised the volume. They were celebrating earlier on, weren't they? The phones were out and everything. The Mexican wave. I've got to say, they probably need two now, which would make Ahmed's prediction earlier 100% correct. That ball's played forward. That's good footy. The crowd has raised its volume up a level since that Thailand goal. They are trying to be the 12th man for the hosts here. Van Gaal plays it in! Tien Lin, it was. Looking for his second goal of the game, but it's a comfy save in truth for Campon. It's not a bad ball though. Tien Lin, again, he's showing what he could do in and around the box. It was Van Gaal that whipped it in. It was a nice ball. Always would have been tough for the striker there. You had to generate the pace with that one. Ball back with Vietnam, their own goalkeeper now, and they look to play it forward. Thailand now can really sit back, and you've got to say, tactically, despite going 1-0 down, the decision to play Adisak as a lone striker, definitely the right one. Vietnam come forward and get a free kick. It was Sasalak, who I said hasn't had the greatest game ever. And Sasalak has just been booked for that infringement. The bench looks incensed in the Vietnam game. But the crowd has raised its volume. Vietnam here, 70 minutes on the clock, there or thereabouts anyway. And they've got a chance now. It was Tiraton that was booked, that must have been for something he said, or delay. They've tried a free kick technique here, it's not really worked, and they've still not taken it here. That's easily cleared away. Good play from Thailand on the counter-attack. They're really soaking up some time, soaking up some distance. I think Thailand would need another goal to sort of seal the deal, like you say, but you've got to say they're in a good position if they can take a lead into the second leg. Thailand playing pretty well, you've got to say. Other than the first sort of 10-15 minutes, they've been pretty good. It's quite knock high, plays it forward into midfield, but I think they're going to struggle to break this Thailand side down, in truth. Their first goal didn't come from nothing, but it wasn't easy for them to get that first goal. Vietnam haven't really had that many troubling efforts on goals since going 1-0 up. And that was a long time ago, and Thailand have just got better and better in this game. But then again, they've not had that many chances. It's been a pretty even game, to be honest. There's not been that many clear-cut chances for either side, but both teams have been pretty clinical. You'd expect Vietnam to kind of go, not all out attacks, they have got a second leg, but you've got to say they've got to do better than they have done so far. They can't have to go to Thailand needing a result. That's going to be really tough for them. Important to say that there's been a fair few bookings in this game, and it could get worse. Auckland's won the AFF Champions League 10 times in a row. Sorry, they won it 7 times in a row. Is that a little bit... Whilst that's an amazing run, is that a little bit boring for the fans? Are they therefore sort of too good? Ball swept forward by Thailand. They just have the luxury of slowing the game down now, counter-attacking as and when they like. That's good play from Vietnam though, as they beat the press and they progress into the Thai half. Again, they're going to have to do a lot better than that though. They've got a throw in down the right hand side. Thank you to everyone who's watched along or dipped in at all on this video. Great to have you here. They won, but it wasn't demolition. That's fair enough then, that's a bit more entertaining. You know, you wouldn't want it if it was like the Bundesliga in Germany with Bayern winning it 10 years in a row. It's a bit boring, isn't it? Vietnam pushing forward, they've got half a chance here. What a waste, what a waste. As they spoon the ball away. And Ekanit is coming on for Thailand. And Adisak is coming off. And he's been brilliant. I've got to clap off Adisak. He's been absolutely brilliant in this game. He's played his role perfectly of that lone striker. It's not totally dominated, but hold-up play's been really good. It's been good out of possession with his runs, been good on the ball, hold-up play, winning free kicks, just generally playing well. And Adisak is making way with just over 15 minutes to go here for Ekanit. This isn't sort of super let's just hang on territory for Thailand. Even a 2-2 draw would be a pretty good result. So they can afford to be a little bit prepared to take risks, certainly moving forward. Oh, that's good play from Vietnam, and deflects out and they've got to throw in. They've had a lot of possession in the attacking third, but not done a huge amount with it. But here they are, half a chance. Can they get something in the box? Can they deliver? They look good when they cross it, actually. They just come back inside. They get it wide again. But they're forced all the way back. It's a good pass. Move inside again. There's so many blue shirts between them and the goal. Swept forward. Shouts for handball against Vietnam, but not given, probably correctly so. Just sort of bounced up and looked like it hit the midriff. No Vietnam player really wants to lose the ball, which you completely understand. Oh, that's good play, but that's trickled all the way through. Matt's channel's coming in with some serious detail about the croc and hippo debate. This is the kind of information I'm looking for. I'd rather fight a hippo because there's more room on its body to throw punches. That's true. How would you beat a crocodile in a fight, I suppose, is the question. Also a croc's bite. Both are horrible opponents, you're right. I weirdly think I would rather fight a hippo. Because I feel like the defeat would be more... hit under the belly. Thailand go forward though, I'm going to have to pause. Ah, no, it's gone through to the keeper. I think a croc would employ underhand tactics to beat you, whereas a hippo would just be out and out combat. And if you lost, you just lose. Oh. Vietnam try and play the ball forward, but there's just a really poor communication. I'm not sure quite what happened there. And just bounces out. Poromet is down with some cramp. 15 minutes to go in this one. A bit early to be coming down with cramp. Be interesting to see if Dangda does come on with 10 minutes to go. Maybe he should do. Super interesting to see how Vietnam, if this does finish 2-1 to Thailand, how Vietnam approach the second game, what they'd have to do differently. Because they've just not got it right, and to be fair, you've got to say the tactical changes in the second half have been far better. Short break in play then. So if you haven't already, don't forget to sub to DNQ. Borden Pala is the player that's come on for Poromet. So Dangda must have a knock then. It's so true. If a crocodile does bite you on the leg, if it bites you anywhere really and can grip down, can lock down, you're not opening its gob. And then it's death roll time, game over. I feel like if you were mobile enough, you could maybe jab and weave past a hippo. Crocodile, I don't think so. They're far more, agile. Vietnam pushing forward, but they've not really done a huge amount to cause many problems. The biggest chance they've had in the second half was that near own goal. And they give the ball away again as they push forward. And here's Ekanit. And he skins his man. He does well. He's up. The only player to support him is Borden Pala. Tiraton's done so well there. Tiraton's just been booked. I thought that Tiraton had already been booked. Must have been something wrong in that. I said that Sasalak was booked and it came up on the screen that it was Tiraton. But it must have been Sasalak because Tiraton's just been booked. So it can't have been him. I think it was Sasalak. It was Sasalak. Check confirmation. It was Sasalak that was booked earlier on, not Tiraton. So croc bites one and you're done. Absolutely. Biggest fear in terms of animal. Got some strange phobias. I think my biggest fear as an animal would be some kind of large snake. I don't really like. Oh no, frogs. Okay. You're an Aussie though, right? Aren't they poisonous down there? You've got far scarier animals. I have it's not a phobia because I can like look at them and stuff, but I have a real fear of being in a one-on-one scenario against a squid or an octopus. Because again, I'm not a massively strong swimmer, and I just think that I just think I would be. I just think I'd be done in a 1v1 versus an octopus or a squid. I just have this feeling. I know they can't necessarily sort of eat me, but I just don't know how I'd beat one of them. Anything underwater really, although sharks less so. Weirdly, I'm less afraid of sharks than I am octopus and squid. Here come Thailand, as we seamlessly transition from topic to topic. Vietnam win the ball back. Vietnam just inside their own half at the moment, can't really break Thailand down. Squids are weird. Squids are weird. I also think slugs are weird. Slugs freak me out. You get a lot of slugs in the UK in this sort of time of year when it rains and they all come out to slime places. I used to be a bit more afraid of them than I am now. I used to have recurring dreams that I was getting attacked by slugs. And here come Thailand. They're quite comfy slowing the game down. That's good play, boarding Pala. They get the ball forward here, Thailand. They shouldn't rush it, and they don't. Ekanit. Sasalak, and they just slowed down there. Then they weren't sure what to do, whether to keep the ball or... Your main fear currently is hornets. I mean, hornets are terrifying, aren't they? That's a great pass. It's half a chance, or Thailand just had to commit a little bit more, and they might have had a third with 7 minutes to go. If you're watching along, what are your biggest fears? Is your biggest fear that Vietnam lose this final to Thailand, who are currently winning? How crippling is your main fear of hornets? So have you had an experience with hornets recently that's brought this about? Or is it just the fact that they can kill you with like a sting and that you are relatively defenceless against them? I assume you've already seen it, but if you haven't, then watch a clip of bees killing hornets. Phenomenal. There's a lot of things that I'm not that afraid of. I'm not that afraid of spiders, but I don't live in Australia, so it's different, isn't it? You won the Coupe de France with magenta. That's fantastic. That's my kind of football manager save, that. PSG just refused to lose. That's selfish if you ask me. I tell you what, since it's gone 2-1 Thailand, Vietnam have not been good. Maybe even since it went 1-0 Vietnam, they've not been that good, but I think that Thailand have had the better chances even since they've been 2-1 up. I think they should feel confident ahead of the second leg. Sasalak on the ball. Good play from Thailand. Really good players. They moved the ball forward. Just didn't quite get that final ball right. And the ball now with Van Lam, who bowls that out. They've got only a few minutes to go here. British spiders find except black widows, exactly, and they're not that common. Thailand with a throw inside their own half. I thought it was going to be given to a Vietnam free kick, which probably explains the expression on my face. I thought it was, but the Vietnam manager does not look pleased. It looks like they're in for a real tough one at full time. Ball currently with the Thailand goalkeeper. That's why it's all over the place, crawling on my roof sometimes, and my shoes are on my bed. Well, that's just unpleasant more than anything. Probably the main reason why I wouldn't live in Australia. It's true, you are defenceless against hornets. I can't deny the logic. Anything that you can see, it's like a lion. I tell you what, bears are scary, but again, more in a a just massive way. But again, a hornet could kill a bear easier than a bear could kill a hornet. It's interesting, isn't it? Corner for Vietnam. Got to check your bed, shoes and toilet when you use them. Doesn't do it for me, that. Doesn't do it for me. The crowd picks up again. We've got 3 minutes to go plus added time. Again, there'll probably be a similar sort of 4 or 5 minutes of added time. I'd probably say it might be 5. 2 goals, a number of substitutions. Can Vietnam get back into it from this corner? They've still got time. They whip the ball in. Keeper's come, and he's not got there. Ball's been set back. Striker, goal! It's an absolute stunner! It is a rocket from Vietnam that has come out of nowhere, that finish. Arrowed into the bottom corner. The Thailand goalkeeper will be ruining the fact that he didn't collect that from the corner. But that is a stunning, stunning finish to again, potentially change how this tie is going to be. It's Van Tan, it was, with the goal. A stunner, an absolute stunner, a rocket. A real rocket. Corner came in, keeper came, didn't quite get there. The ball dropped, it was set back to Van Tan. And he thumped it. Bottom corner. Another swing to the pendulum. Great goal. Great goal. Thailand, well, what do they do now? Do they roll the dice and push for a third? Or do they hold back? Seeing it again, corner came in. Keeper came, just didn't quite get there. Vietnam picked up the second ball, so it was set back, but that is a brilliant strike from 24 yards out. Van Tan set back, and that is an absolute rocket. You're just not stopping that. Keeper's done poorly though. I see what, the man on the post steps off of the post, which you shouldn't do until the danger is really cleared. And Vietnam push forward again. Thailand try and get the ball forward, and they do. I think a defeat for Thailand would be harsh. Wow, that's great play by Bord Impala. Switches the ball across, but that's cut out. Looking for Ekanet. This is going to be good, these last few minutes. That is a big moment for Vietnam, you're absolutely right. This is going to be huge. It's flicked in behind, Vietnam looking to cause pressure. Free kick Thailand. Inside their own half, well defended. You've got to play as minnows on FM. You've got to play as minnows on FM, you're absolutely right. One of my mates once, I went around his and he was talking me through his football manager save, and he was Chelsea. And you think, what are you trying to achieve here? 4 minutes of added time. You think, oh yeah, I'm just playing FM as a team that's already won the Champions League. And the phones are out again. They've got their goal. Phones are out again for Vietnam. We're into 4 minutes of added time. The celebrations, they begin. It's probably 4 minutes from now, if we're honest, because the ball's not been in play since 90. Yeah, it is absolutely Premier League team in FM, super easy. Whew. Suddenly got cold here. But it isn't cold in Vietnam with the burning fire of their hearts as they look for a winner in this first leg. Absolutely. Absolutely. Vietnam come forward again. Thailand just nicked the ball back. I don't think they've been bad since making the subs. I don't think there's anything to do with Adisak or anything like that, taking him off. I don't think tactically they've got anything wrong. It was just a rocket. It was just a rocket of a finish. I don't think there have been that many chances even. How many shots on target have we seen? No worldy saves, I wouldn't say. Just great finishes when the chances have come. And Vietnam are on the ball again. It's going to be 2-2 at a minimum in this first leg. Vietnam get the ball forward. Can they get the ball into the box? They've got to throw in. What can they do here? There's 2 minutes to go. There'll be another chance. Will there? They set the ball to the edge. That's cut out. Thailand got half a chance. They have a goal kick. Will they get any chances in this game? I'm not sure they will. I'm not sure that they will. It's been a good advert for football in this region. The game was slow at times, and yet we've had 4 goals split evenly. 2-2. A great game so far. But Thailand won't be too upset. Feels Magenta should play Div 5 for France. They're easily good enough. Would be tough though, wouldn't it, with the commute? Away games would be challenging. Vietnam push forward. Here's Huang Duc. Can he get something into the box? It's good pace shown from him. He's won a corner. It's going to be one more chance. The crowd gets louder. They can feel this chance. They scored from a corner last time. I'm ready with the goal lights. Anything could happen. This is going to be huge. Referee's watching what's going on in the box, saying don't do anything. Wouldn't there be drama if there was a late, brave penalty decision? Corner kick whipped in. Got to say it's a relatively poor delivery, but they might get a chance to pull the trigger. Oh my goodness! Thailand are on the counter-attack. It's a horrific, almost attempted back pass. It's a 2v1. They're in! Thailand! Oh! Oh, it's a massive save, and you've got to say, Thailand, what have they done there? They should have won it. They should have won the game. Heckin' it. Oh, that's it. Van Lam, it was at the end of the game. It's full time. It was a great end to the match, wasn't it? That corner, it was almost one of those moments where you see the side go down the other end and get a goal of their own. Wasn't quite to be. What a game. Great moments. If I was rich, I'd play the 12 cards. I'm not sure that was game of the tournament. It could be game of the tournament, I suppose. If there'd been a late goal then it probably would have been game of the tournament. But I actually thought at times the game was a bit slow. I thought Vietnam were poor at times for what you'd expect from them. But nonetheless, I mean, you can't argue with the fact that they've not lost it. They've not lost it, but it's poised perfectly. They'll have to go to they will have to go to Thailand and win or draw 3-3. They'll have to score though, and Thailand will probably be slightly more defensive. They'll have Adisak, of course. Hopefully Tirasil will be fully fit to play that game, and it will be a phenomenal final. Thank you everyone who has been watching along. Thank you in particular to everyone who's been in the chat. So, Matt's channel, Zara Returns Gaming, Ilyas, Ahmed and Ryan, thank you very much for watching throughout this game. It's been great to chat along, even chat stuff that isn't particularly footy related, but it has been excellent, and we will see you next time. We've got the Chan preview coming up later today, so do join us for that. I won't be live, but you can just watch along on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and as ever, we will see you next time. Hope you have a good one.